Our fourth missions trip to Solomon Islands. We meet the rest of the team from Korea at Brisbane Airport. We are all smiles as we look forward to the missions trip. Little daunting, as this is the first time we are going with such a small team. 7 days. It will be our longest time to stay in Solomon Islands. We enter thinking that we'll be visiting one of the 6 major islands making up the 900 island archipelago. Pastor Solomon advised us that we'll not be able to enter the other islands this time, as his sister has passed away and he has to return her to their home village. As we get off the flight, we are greeted with the heat of Solomon Islands. We are finally here. Pastor Solomon, as always, meets us on our arrival. He brings a disciple who will be working with him. His name is Axe. Axe and assistant Pastor Jeremy, who will join us later tonight, will be our guides for our entire stay. As the team waits for the rental car, the team begins their missions. Honiara has changed. Not just has the city been repaired after the flash flood, but it has spiritually changed. Though Pastor Solomon cannot join us, he has planned our entire trip for 7 days. He also tells us that Kathy, the chaplain of Novia High School, is under a lot of persecution from her husband. She has been unreachable and we have no news. We decided to visit her during our trip. We are heading to Fulisango Church, a church we'll be visiting 5 times during this missions trip. We are told that the church has been having political issues and 20 head members have left the church. We were also told that 20 new members have joined. The team could see that God has a special plan for this church this missions trip. The large empty gas tank rings into the dark village. It is the call for worship.
특별한 계획이 있어서 특별히 이 교회와 이 지역과 이 나라 특별히 여러분에게 계획이 있어서 저희를 오늘 이 자리에 오게 한 적이 있습니다.
Human beings can no longer go to God.
영원히 단절됩니다.
It's eternal separation.
하나님 떠난 문제,
Problem of separation from God.
언제 문제,
Problem of original sin.
마귀가 웃긴 문제, 아달로스는 이걸 다
Problem of being bound by Satan. All the offspring of men are born with this.
다시 말하면 아담이 우선, 남자의 우선, 인간으로는 이 문제 해결할 수 없다 이 얘기예요.
In other words, if you're a child of a man, then as humans you cannot solve this problem.
그래서 이 하나님이 여자의 우선으로 오실 걸 약속한 거예요.
That's why God promised that He will come as the offspring of woman.
The accurate gospel is
He is
proclaimed.
called
They
Messiah.
accept Christ.
이 메시아는 곧
We are
그리스도.
later told that the message given through the guidance of the Holy Spirit was just a message they needed to give them new strength. They hear the words, times of trial is an opportunity that is given by God. They are given new strength and realize that they have to do the gospel movement.
예수님 이 시간에 제 마음에 들어와 주옵소서.
Jesus, at this time, come into my heart.
한 가지만 생각하세요.
Just think about one thing.
난 진짜 하나님 자녀가 되기 원합니다.
I really want to become a child of
그
God.
하나님의 이 영으로 오신 그리스도께서 내 인생의 주인 되어 주옵소서.
And that Christ who came as the Spirit of God, please become the master of my life.
내 인생의 주인.
Please become the master of
우리
my
가정의
life.
주인으로
Please become the master of my
이
family.
교회의 주인으로 예수님께서 오시옵소서.
Please come as the master of this church.
나를 증인 삼아 주옵소서.
Please make me your witness.
이 기도를 함께 부르고.
Let's give this prayer together. Let us pray. Dear God,
Dear God,
I am a sinner.
I am a sinner.
I lived my life
I live my life
not properly knowing you.
not properly knowing you.
At this time,
At this time,
I know
The church has prepared food for us, even though they don't have much for themselves. Day 2. We go to High School King George IV, a school that has been organized by Pastor Solomon. We meet Chaplain Jonathan. We will be taking his classes today.
Right, good morning, conference.
Good morning.
Okay, thank you. Right, this morning we have our friends from Korea, some of them citizens in Australia.
We have been given ample time of 1 hour and 20 minutes to share the gospel. We share the gospel to Year 10, Year 8, and Year 11.
God created humans in the image of God.
최고의 축복이다.
It's the greatest blessing.
이보다 더 축복은 없어.
There's no greater blessing than this.
하나님의 능력으로 살 수 있는 거야. 길입니다.
He is the way.
아, 유일한 길.
He is the only way.
저는 한국에서 왔습니다.
I came from Korea
여러분이 말씀드렸죠.
and I told you right now separated from God.
여러분들 속에 하나님의 생명이 있어서 하나님과 날마다 24시간 함께 해야 이게 정상적인 삶입니다.
A normal life is for you to have the Spirit of God so that you always have that communication with God.
그런데 여러분들 속에 하나님의 영이 없어요.
But inside of you there is no Spirit of God.
이런 거 전부 다 안 만져져요.
But these things you cannot touch,
안 보여져요.
you cannot see.
그래서 잘 안 믿어져요.
That's why they cannot believe.
We collect the details of students who would like to know more.
그래서 앞으로 이 본교 메시를 더 자세히 깊게 듣기 원하는 분들은 우리 목사님께 부탁드리면 저들이 계속 도와줄 겁니다.
So in the future, if there are anyone who wants to hear more about this Christ, then please ask Pastor Jonathan, and then we will be able to help you.
개인적으로 인포메이션 자료를 원하는 사람은 저 뒤에 우리 이 자매는 소비아를 만났어요.
And for those who want personally more information, then please ask Sophie who's sitting in the
이번에
back.
이메일로 또는 여러 가지 인포메이션을 계속 전달합니다.
Then through your email, we'll try to send you information.
네, 감사합니다.
Thank you.
감사합니다. Thank you.
Between classes, we unceasingly evangelize.
선교를 하면서 다니죠.
We go around doing missions,
여러분이 교회를 다니죠.
and you go to church. And the first method, I didn't know the way to really meet God.
나중에 예수 시대에 실제적인 예수님들이 성공을 했습니다. Sometimes they have a lot of scars for people and they're just so angry and anxiety. If I listen to this preaching all the way, I feel people are afraid of their heart. God says the human too.
이렇게 지금 제가 전해드린 메시지, 기본 메시지,
This is the basic message that I think.
복음 메시지.
Gospel message.
이걸 여러분이 성경을 통해 확인할 수
So you
있고요.
can confirm this through the Bible.
이 뒤에는 이 하나님 자녀가 된 이 자녀가 누릴 신분과 권세의 축복을 이렇게 기도문을 담아.
At the back, it is
We
the
also
declaration
hand out
of
gospel materials
authority.
and a prayer to enjoy the blessing and authorities of a child of God.
We went to Nubia High School. Dear God,
뒤에가
I am a sinner.
I
I live my life
am
not properly knowing you.
not
At this time, I know that Jesus is the Christ. At this time, I open the door. And Jesus Christ is the solution to all my problems.
지금 내 마음에 믿고 영접합니다.
At this time, I believe and accept into my heart.
성령으로 충만하고
Be filled with your Holy Spirit.
예수 그리스도 이름으로 기도합니다.
I pray in the name of Jesus Christ.
I accept him as my Lord and God. Make me your child.
내 마음 속에 하나님 살아서
finally meets with the principal of the school. His name is Samuel.
I can write in your.
I want to give it to this present.
Oh, really?
You're Christian?
Oh, yeah.
We visit Kaibia Church, where Pastor Solomon is holding his sister's funeral. He tells us that the works are taking place for his wife Susan after their trip to Korea.
Go to the central camp, and God is throwing a lot of women come to the world. She spoke on one of her sermons. She spoke on the life of Rahab, taken from some of Reverend Yu's books. So she studied that to prepare. So when she gave these messages, first this is a new revelation.
We confirm with Pastor Ben, who met at the second missions trip, that we are scheduled to speak on Saturday night. The pastors give discipleship to Chaplain Jonathan, Axe, and Assistant Pastor Jeremy.
예수님의 제자들은 예수님과 함께 3년 동안
이게 우리가 하는 운동이 내 인생을 다 드려도 아깝지 않아요.
이 복음은요 또 흘러가다가 중세 시대를 만나요.
이걸 해서 내가 성공할 가능성이 보이는 것들.
죽으니까 사단이 목사님과 교회들 딱 잡고.
But inside of that, pastor spiritually died, the church spiritually dies. That's why Satan works through the church.
그래서 유럽 교회가 그리고 미국 교회가 그렇고 한국에 되게 하시면 믿습니다.
It's a gathering of only a few people, but we believe this is the time where we fulfill your plan.
아담방에서 일어났던
Day 3. Our guides come early in the morning for a chance of discipleship ministry. We meet Chaplain Kathy at Novia High School. We could not get in touch with her, but we still decided to come.
The paper in different languages, salvation. People the decoration for themselves. And I met the prefects today and the class captains. After the new term, I'll be looking the students one to one. Yeah, I'm just preparing some teachers to help me since I came back. He did allow me, but at this time I have made up my mind. Whatever it will cost, I will have to face it. And I knew it before I went. And when I came back, yes, it happened. And he got a very big fight and jumped out from the moving camp because he was so angry, so he didn't slow down. And I thank God. It was God himself got me. I should have been in the with broken bones.
그래서 제가 차를 멈춰달라고 했는데 멈추지 않아서 빨리 움직이는 차 안에서 제가 뛰어내렸습니다. 그래서 하나님께서 저를 받아주셨다고 생각합니다.
Because the vehicle was moving and I fell out, my body kept on bouncing, following the truck, and I got two very big injuries on my head, on my neck, and my shoulders and waist, and I could not walk. So I locked up myself in the room on Friday, and I was praying, recalling, discerning on all the happenings. But deep within me, somehow there was joy because I didn't have time alone with my God. But this situation allowed me to have time of my own.
We split into 4 groups and share the gospel message.
뭐든지 할 수 있다 있어요.
이 세상 살아가면서 부딪히는 문제들이 너무 많았었어요.
In this world, I had so many problems that
The pastors are cheerful at how well the students listen to the message. The children and teachers who wanted to hear more gather after school, in spite it being the last day of school before school holidays.
for society to be stable, you have to be righteous.
그래서 사람들은 이 예수님을 예레미야라고 얘기했습니다.
And then people said, yes, he's like Jeremiah.
또 어떤 사람들 제 것으로 말하나니 그랬습니다.
He says when he lies, he speaks his native language.
마귀가 얘기하는 거는 전부 다 거짓입니다.
So everything that the devil says is a lie.
그런데 그 거짓의 내용이 성경에 분명히 나와 있습니다.
But the content of that lie is shown in the Bible.
예수가 그리스도가 아니라고 하는 것입니다.
He is saying that Jesus is not the Christ.
우리가 오늘 말씀 듣고 굉장히 은혜를 많이 받았어요.
Kathy's husband James joins us after some team ministry. We return to the hotel and do some discipleship ministry. We go to church in Titige. The pastor's name is Pastor Jonathan. He is also Axe's brother.
Elder brother?
Yes, yeah.
Hello, Pastor. My name's John.
I'm Jonathan.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, maybe go inside.
thank you.
Yeah.
잘 들어라.
네.
Worship band begin tonight. Satan by him not try for destroy him. Whether this one have a plan or we agree on or you may not agree on him. We will claim victory in Jesus' name. Father, anoint him on the program, Lord, me Father, and help him, me Father, by me Father worship and give back glory and honor to you. Hear our prayer, for we ask it in Jesus' name. Amen. Praise the Lord.
Acts sings Christ our Redeemer, a song that we all know.
예수님께서 부활하셔서 승천하신 후에 또 다른 보혜사가 이 땅에 오셨는데 그분은 우리 안에 들어오시면 영원히 떠나지 않으십니다.
종교 생활에서 벗어나요.
You need to come out from religious living.
저는 종교 생활 30년 너무 힘들었어요.
30 years of religious living for me too difficult.
보고 말고 나서 완전히.
Day 4. It's early in the morning and traffic is slowed as the street is filled with people who have come to watch the dramatization of the crucifixion by the Anglican and Catholic Church. We arrive at Fully Sangho Church for the second lecture.
Good morning, how are you? Yes. Hello.
In our church and in the Solomon Islands.
The whole church has come to attend.
이 민족과 나라가 살아나며 한 시대가 살아나는 큰 증거를 허락해 주옵소서.
So through this church, allow this nation, this country to come alive.
Rosina, our primary school teacher, decides to join the team after hearing the message at Fully Sangho Church.
All those who are weary and burdened, come to me.
내가 너희를 편히 쉬게 하리라.
And I will give you rest.
We join the Holy Communion. We arrive at Novia High School to meet with Kathy and the disciples, but we are only met with one of the teachers who Kathy does tarapang with. The team returns to the hotel and discipleship training is given before dinner. The remnant disciples that we met in their previous missions have followed us throughout our trip. They follow us day and night. Agnes, Nelson, Ruth.
Ruth is the most shy.
Damarius,
Lee's very confident.
Lee, and John.
Hi, John.
전 세계에 이 십자가의 비밀 가진 모든 교회와 사람들 통해서 하나님 나라가 이루어져요. 정말 이곳에 그리스도의 선명한 복음이 증거되게 하시는 걸 감사드립니다.
The guitarist of the church has asked for a prayer of healing.
하나님의 자녀된 권세로 살아가게 해주셨습니다.
Even though the authority of Satan has been dragging me.
Day 5, we get in touch with Kathy and we head to Novia High School again. 3 girls are with her this morning. They have walked 3 kilometers to listen to this message. We return to the hotel for more discipleship ministry. We head to Pastor Ben's church, Kaibia Church. It is also the church that Ruth attends. Though we confirm with Pastor Ben on the second day, we are told that their schedule has changed and the message will be given by another pastor. The team gets to experience what kind of message is given by the local pastors.
When Jesus Christ was walking on the water, he said to Jesus, he said, suppose you true, let me come to you on the water. And Jesus said, come. And so Peter was walking on the water.
Pastor Igeran, regardless, gives a message of the gospel. She continues though she is asked to end the message.
요한복음 8장 44절에는 이 마귀의 존재에 대해서 분명하게 말씀하고 있습니다.
Day 6. The disciples gather early to the hotel. The spiritual atmosphere has changed at Filisango, and this is shown in their praise. The youth group gives us a special praise. The church give gifts to the whole team.
To have nothing to do with God.
아까도 제가 말씀드렸습니다만은 이런 어린 아이들이 여기 와서 앉아 있을 수가 없다니까요.
I told you before, these young children cannot be sitting at this place.
TV나 또 인터넷을 통해서 세계적인 탑 가수들이 짠 나와서 계속 활동한다니까요.
Through television and through internet, these world top stars that come out and they sing the songs.
어린아이 와서 찬송하지만 지금
We visit the largest prison in Honiara. We are not allowed any cameras. About 250 prisoners accept Christ that day. They listen intently. Doors have been opened, and we are given permission to return any time. Sophia teaches the children body praise. The team all joins in the local body praise. We say our farewells as it is the last night with them. Day 7. On Easter Monday in Honiara, there is an annual event called Fun Run. Many students participate in this. All schedules were cancelled. This was God's plan. Disciples have a time of intensive training at the hotel. 5 lectures are given, and everyone receives grace.
우리 하나님 말씀 봅니다. 성경 얘기예요.
This is what the Bible says.
핵심 얘기하는 거예요.
This is the core message.
이걸 알아가는데 내가 변해.
You come to know this, you change.
이걸 알아가는데 막 나한테 막 이 증거가 와요.
You come to know this, evidence comes to you.
비밀을 반드시 가져야 돼.
So we must have the mystery of Christ.
골로새서 그리스도 안에 있어.
And all is in Christ.
이게 그 뜻이에요.
That's what it means. It's
자,
the mystery.
그런데 이 그리스도의 비밀을 아는 자는 다시 말해 이 축복을 누리게 돼 있습니다.
So those who know the mystery of Christ, they come to enjoy this
자,
blessing.
이 사실을 복음이라고 해요.
So this itself is called the gospel.
복음을 누린다.
Jesus is the Christ of God, and on the day you told me that Jesus is the way, truth, and life. When I believe that I'm in Him, and He is leading me, oh, Satan's power does not control my life like a wave, roll away. Until I have life on earth, I will shout into the world that Jesus is the Christ. Until the world is dead, I will share with everyone that Jesus is the Christ.